What's going on? Dustin and Nameco here. This is our bi-weekly baseball show. And we did get a comment from Dirty Double on our channel page on YouTube that he didn't want us to talk about all of our football rankings and all the forum stuff we got going with football right now. He just wants us to get right into the baseball and not talk about how all of our rankings are up on the site.
Or the contest, the chance to win a fancy t-shirt or enter into the box break and the Pro Football Pick'em. A lot of stuff going on. Or you can get in the forums, talk about keepers
So
and
Dirty
whatnot.
Double, we're getting right into the baseball. We're doing some buy low, sell high. First guy on our buy low list is Felix Hernandez. We had him when we did our last buy low, sell high, and we still think he's a great buy low guy right now. Take a look at how he ended last year in August and September. Absolutely on fire. We think he could definitely repeat that again this year. Send some offers for him.
Next we got Pedro Alvarez. You know, he obviously, coming into the year, and actually even prior to that, the Pirates loved him, fantasy community loved him. It didn't really work out to start. Now he's back up to the majors. He's playing pretty well. He's, you know, obviously a big prospect like this. This is a guy to look at and maybe you want to add for the stretch run now.
Moving on, we got another Seattle pitcher, and that's Pineda. This guy was obviously on fire most of the year, but he's been really cooling off in 4 of his last 5 starts. They have not been good, but we think he's going to turn it around, and it might be a great time to send some low balls for him.
All right, last is Albert Pujols. He's not been playing that great in the last month. He's only batting about 250, only 17 RBIs in that time frame, and a key contributor is he's only had 4 walks in his last 71 at-bats. Now we think he's going to start turning that around, drawing some more walks, being a little more patient. When he does, he's going to start bashing the ball like Serrano of old. Dustin hates when he says from Major League. Come on, somebody give me some love in the comments. You know what that is.
All right, let's talk about some so high guys. First guy I'm going to talk about is Aramis Ramirez. In his last 100 at-bats, he has 11 home runs, batting over 300. Here's the deal. This guy's old. This guy's an injury risk. He's not going to be any hotter than he is right now. Try to sell him if you can.
Next, if you're basically in a league full of idiots, go ahead and try to trade Irvin Santana at this point. He threw the no-hitter. He's all the hype right now. People love hype. Go ahead and try to deal him, see what you can get.
People do love hype. Moving on, we got Bonifacio, and his last 100 at-bats absolutely on fire. Batting 385, 16 stolen bases, but we've seen Bonifacio do this before. We don't think it's going to continue. We say sell him if you can as well.
And the last one is a guy that's all hype right now as well, and that's Desmond Jennings. This rookie got called up. Everyone's been waiting for it. He's off to a ridiculous start so far, so now's the time to deal him when all the hype is there. All right, let's hit that waiver wire and the must-adds, and we'll start off with a closer for the Dodgers. That's Javi Guerra. This guy's been ridiculous. His last 7 outings, he has 6 saves and 1 win. Go ahead, go at him in your leagues.
All right, moving on, Vance Worley. We've been high on this guy ever since his first couple of starts, and he has been on fire. He's won each of his last 5 starts and only had 5 earned runs during that span. Still only owning about 65% of leagues. He's on a great team. He's going to get good run support. We like him from here on out.
Next, we got a guy that we just told you was a sell high, but if he's available, pick him up and then sell him. And that's Desmond Jennings. You know, since he's been called up, 11 for 22, 1 home run, 7 RBIs, and 4 bags. Sick numbers. Just ridiculous.
Moving on, another guy who's, in my opinion, is ridiculous. Ruby De La Rosa. I'm going to talk about him all the time as long as he's keeping putting up numbers.
Every show you realize this guy.
As long as he keeps putting up numbers. I'll take him off once he slumps down. But 5 straight quality starts. He's getting the Ks. Still only owning 10% of leagues. If he was getting better run support and maybe getting some wins, I think he'd be owned in a little bit more leagues. But the guy just keeps on striking people out and impressing me.
All right, let's go into those deeper leagues. We're going to start with Cameron Maibin of the Padres, only owned in 45% of leagues. In his last 10 games, he's 17 for 44, a home run, but the key, 10 bags. So if you need speed, he's the guy to grab.
Next, we got James McDonald with Pittsburgh, only owned about 15% of leagues. You know, this guy, everyone's heard about him at this point. Exciting young pitcher. In his last 12 starts, he hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs in any of the starts. Pretty impressive, and he's right at a K per inning. When this guy's on, he's unhittable.
Last 12?
Hasn't given up more than 3 earned runs.
That's impressive.
In his last 12 starts.
All right, next we got a name that everyone probably knows, and that's Derek Lee. He's playing with the Orioles, if you didn't know, first and foremost. And recently, he's been playing pretty well. He's been consistently hitting the ball, few home runs. You know, it's still Derek Lee. He could be in line for a decent second half. So deeper leagues, this should be a guy you're at least looking at.
Moving on, we got Lucas Duda. I love the name. He's going to be filling in for Carlos Beltran now that he's been shipped out of town. Only owned in 5% of leagues. He's got first base, outfield eligibility. He's a decent young guy that you might want to look at if you're looking for help in those positions. And Brent, in the show with our boy Jake McGee.
McGee, well, looks like Farnsworth might end up being traded. So, that Jake McGee call we had all those months ago might come to fruition. So, he would be taking over the closer duties. So, if you need some help, he's a good speculative ad right now.
And the trade deadline's only a few days away, so just pick him up, stash him, see what happens. But that's it for our bi-weekly baseball show. As always, sorry Dirty Double. Check out all of our football stuff. Yeah, we gave you a shout out. Check out all our football stuff, get in our games, get in the forums. I'm Dustin, this is Nameco. We'll see you in the next one.
FST.